I bring you greetings from the Democratic Socialist Movement, CWI Nigeria, on this occasion of the first in-person summer school, which is being organized after so many years due to the effect of the COVID-19 pandemic. Today, the world is in the grip of a global capitalist economic crisis, worse than environmental crisis. These are features of the death agony of capitalism. In the neo-colonial world, the death agony of capitalism is manifested in various ways, especially in Nigeria, which for all intent and purposes is a country practically flowing in milk and honey. We see the manifestation of capitalist failure in many ways. First and foremost, Nigeria has become a poster boy for capitalist failure. It has become the poverty capital of the world, despite the existence of the resources and wealth necessary to sustain human life and a prosperous and harmonious human existence. Today, the country is in the grip of hunger and starvation and a cost of living crisis. Fuel price has been hiked, as well as other basic necessities to support human life. While it is true that this is a product of the effects of the Russian invasion of Ukraine, it is also a product of the contradictions in the capitalist system in Nigeria itself. Nigeria is being ruled by a very backward prebender ruling elite, which operate in the typical fashion of gangsters. They are only there to share the wealth and take the money out of the country. They have little interest in even permitting a limited growth, of the capitalist economy. And that is why, despite the long period of growth at a period in the first period of the millennium, Nigeria, the condition of average Nigerians did not change. And that is why, with the onset of a renewed economic crisis in Nigeria, the working masses are likely to reach the conclusion that there is far more that is responsible for their problem beyond just the question of corruption and looting of Nigeria, which is clearly a problem. But the capitalist economic system remains the major reason why Nigeria remains in the grip of mass poverty despite the abundance of resources to make life better for all. 7 years ago, the Buhari All Progressive Congress regime came into power with the promise, to begin to resolve all of these problems. 7 years after, none of the problems the Buhari regime promised to resolve have been resolved. But even more crises have now been introduced by this current regime. For instance, economically, Nigeria has experienced 2 recessions in the last few years. Apart from this, all of the pre-existing crises within the polity, especially the national question, the division within the country, have become even much more exacerbated by the current regime. So much that Nigeria faces the prospect of state failure. As I speak to you, terrorists, bandits, and other criminal elements have taken over almost every facet of Nigeria, to the extent that even the Federal Capital Territory, the seat of government, is presently under siege. This is a product of the complete uselessness and incapability of the capitalist ruling elite to resolve any of the problems facing society. And that is why it is urgent today that the Nigerian working class rise up to the occasion to effect a socialist revolution, to end capitalism and provide a way out for society. Nigeria's problems are not insoluble. The only thing is that capitalism cannot provide any solution to these problems. Capitalism can only add to the problem. We need to nationalize the commanding height of Nigeria's economy, place them under workers' control and democratic management in order to ensure that the wealth of Nigeria that is currently cornered by 1% of the population is made available to provide for education and other basic services. If this is done, Nigeria can once again become a prosperous country where its people, live a prosperous and an harmonious life. But this will not happen without building a mass workers' party armed with socialist programs. And that is why the DSM in Nigeria is campaigning for the building of such a party. As the country goes towards a general election next year, there is very little to expect, in terms of whether the country will change or not. And that is because for the candidates and political parties on offer, they all represent the same pro-capitalist policies. Unfortunately, the Socialist Party of Nigeria, SPN, which the members of the CWI formed and built and used to intervene in the 2019 general elections, has now been deregistered by the ruling elite, so that today the working people have no genuine party campaigning for socialism in the coming election. Although there is a Labour Party which has a presidential candidate that is currently enjoying some minimal support in society, unfortunately, both the Labour Party and the presidential candidate stand for just different variants of the ideas of capitalism that is the root of Nigeria's problem. And that is why, side by side, we're campaigning for a mass workers' party. The forces of CWI in Nigeria are equally campaigning for the Labour Party to be developed and rebuilt into a party that can actually fight for the interests of the working people. It is only if this is done that it can be possible to begin to have any hope that Nigeria's fortunes will change. I have to end with the immortal word of Rosa Luxemburg, which is to say that for Nigeria, the choice is solely between socialism and barbarism.